Who's some of the players that you like to model your game after, or like to take, little things from their games to try to implement in your game?
That's a good question. Like I wanted to be my player myself, but I really like to watch Victor Arvidsson in the Kings right now.
Yep.
He's a really fast player, and he's pretty like good in the forecheck, and I think he has a good shot too. And then I really like to watch like McDavid, Ovechkin, and those guys as well. But I think lately I've been watching Victor for sure a lot.
Welcome back to another episode of Tradin Jabs. Joining me in this new year is 2019 LA Kings second round draft pick and forward for the Ontario Reigns, Samuel Fagemo. Sammy, happy new year and welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Yeah, well, it's great to have you on, especially as our first guest of 2022. But while we are in 2022, let's back it up to way back when you started playing hockey. Obviously, you're from Sweden. Hockey runs in the family. You've got a younger brother who plays goalie and a dad who played professionally for 15 years, give or take. For you, when did you start to find love within the game?
I think the first time I was around like 3 years old, probably. Obviously, my dad played pro, so it was very easy for me to find love with the game. And I watches his practices and been in the locker room and stuff like that. So I think I would say like around 3 years old, 4 years old when he played in Luleå in the Swedish hockey league there. So around 3 years old probably.
Is there any moment, growing up in Sweden, around your dad being at the rink that really sticks out to you, whether you got to meet some icons of Swedish hockey or just, being around the locker room that kind of you can go back to it and really remember back in the day?
I don't got any especially in Sweden, but I think when my dad played in Denmark, I think they won the championship of the Danish league, and that was really cool for me to see my dad accomplish a championship. So I think that was a really great memory for me. I think I was like around 8 to 9 years old. So it was pretty special for sure.
Absolutely. Well, your dad won the championship in Denmark. You yourself have had some success in terms of championships. Prior to getting drafted by the LA Kings, and we'll get to that in just a second. You played for Frölunda in the SHL. I believe at the age of 17 as well is when you started. You had 14 goals in your rookie season. Were a vital part of that team in terms of winning the championship in Sweden's top league. What was that moment like, and how much confidence did that bring you going into your draft year, and in terms of confidence of really how good of a player you could potentially be moving forward?
Yeah, exactly. I think that was huge, because I think the year of 2018 there in the summer, I did not get drafted, and that was pretty sad for me. And then I really had a good summer with good summer training and skills work and stuff like that. And then I got the chance with the big club in Frölunda there in the SHL, and they had a really good team too that year. So we had so much fun, and I got the chance and I took it really good. So it was a awesome year 2018 2019 because first of all we won the Champions Hockey League there in February, and then we won the Swedish Championship too there in May, I think. So I think that was a really great and thankful first year of playing pro hockey. So I think that gave me a lot of experience and stuff like that. So it was just awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. I can only imagine, especially in the nation's top league, having success, especially being born and raised in a country that's so hockey hungry, like Sweden. But for you as an athlete, I think every athlete has a different way of motivating themselves, and for me it's goal setting, and for anyone else it could be being told you can't do this or whatnot. But for you, you mentioned you weren't drafted, and that obviously was something that hurt you in 2018. Was that the motivation that led you to growing as a human in terms of maturing, but also getting better as a hockey player, knowing that you still had a year where 2019 you were draft eligible?
Yeah, for sure. I think that was huge for me. It was really sad there. I think I watched the draft with my family and friends and stuff, and we it just got sad and I didn't see my name picked for 7 rounds. So I think I was like got good support back home and was really confident though to just like keep being patient and just like working hard every day, and chance will come, you know. So yeah, I think that's gave me more confidence and stuff like that.
Well, the chance obviously came. You lit it up in the SHL. You get drafted in the second round by the Kings. You know, they say good things come to those who wait. You wait till the second round, but by no means is that bad at all. You light it up. You're a draft pick of the LA Kings. What was that moment like? You know, I assume you spent it with your family, and to finally see your name a year later, what did that mean to you?
Oh, it was just such a special feeling. You know, I really worked hard for that moment, and then my family was there too. And when I think back of it, it was like so much emotions and just like thinking of it. And I think that's a recipe that you're not gonna give up and stuff like that. So yeah, it was just a awesome experience for sure.
Well, you know, an experience you had on both sides of your draft year. Before the draft, you played for Sweden in the World Juniors. After your draft, you also played for Sweden in the World Junior tournament. You absolutely knocked it out of the park. You lead the whole tournament in goals and in points. You know, we had Helge Grans, your roommate, on here a few weeks ago, and he mentioned your advice to him was to do what you did and lead the tournament in scoring.
That's funny.
Unfortunately, you know, he got the short end of the stick with the tournament being postponed. You know, first off, you know, speak on your experience of the World Juniors, and then, you know, for anyone that is truly curious about, you know, your ability to showcase yourself in such an awesome tournament, you know, how awesome was that for you?
It was just so much fun to represent your country, Sweden. And in Sweden, that tournament is really like popular and it's getting like hyped and stuff like that. So and I was offered to play 2 years too. So I think the first year I think we lost in the quarterfinals against Switzerland. So that was pretty tough to see and play that game. So I think the next year it was really motivated and really wanted to do a statement especially thing. So I think it was like so much fun, and it's like so awesome to represent your country.
And I mean, in terms of your advice to Helga, he actually came pretty close in the 2 games with 4 points. So
exactly.
You know, it definitely had an impact on his play, I would assume. You know, one of the cool things about you coming over to the United States and even the World Junior Tournament is it goes back and forth between Europe and North America is the different ice size and whether it pays advantage to one's game. You know, obviously in Europe, they play a little bit bigger ice. With the Olympic size here, it's a little smaller and more condensed. How has that transition been for you, and which type of ice do you prefer?
Oh, I think that's a good question. I think in Europe you have like so much more time in the corners and stuff, and you can like see more plays and just get more time. And I think that took some time for me for sure. I think it took like maybe 15 to 20 games to get used to it, but then now but now it feels good actually. I get more confident and comfortable to play in the smaller ice. And if I had to pick big or small ice, I would say small ice because you can shoot more pucks in the smaller ice.
I love the answer, especially as a goal scorer yourself.
Exactly.
A little bit more action and you know, you're closer to the net obviously, which helps for a goal scorer like yourself. You know, we look towards the Ontario Reign. You know, this is your second year. You mentioned it took 15 to 20 games to get used to the North American, you know, style of play in ice. You know, you're tied for second on the team in goals. You're second on the team in shots. Obviously, all good statistics when you know, you're a goal scorer and an offensive producer. You know, how would you assess the team start to the year, and how would you assess your gameplay?
I think our team like Star was really good. I think we have a like awesome team. We have so much talent and veteran players too. So I think the team is a mix of like good stuff. So that's awesome. And I think our record is pretty good too. I think we are top 3, top 2 in the league right now in our division. So that's a really good thing. And then myself, I think is getting better and better. I think just like keeping focusing on the small details and yeah, just learn the small details and the system and stuff like that. And I think I have yeah, started the season good actually.
Well, one person that I know you've worked with quite a bit, and whether it be in the last 2 years or even before you came to the United States, would be Craig Johnson. He was
Yeah,
player development prior to you coming over. You guys joined the Ontario Reign at the same time. Him, obviously, as an assistant coach, you as a player now. What is something that he's taught you or you've been able to develop in your game in the amount of time that you've worked with Craig?
yeah. I think he means a lot to me. He is been really supportive, and he developed me really good. And he's like very positive mindset, and he really wants to see me better. And I think the biggest thing he have taught me and talked about is like the wall plays here in North America. I think that's a huge difference from like Sweden and Europe. You like get so much more time in Sweden. So we have watched a lot of clip of the best players here in North America, and yeah, to just talk about it and work on it on the practice and games too. So yeah, CJ is huge for me, for sure.
You mentioned you like to watch a lot of the best players, whether it be in film and studies, or just your favorite players in general. As an offensive producer, a guy that has high-end skill, likely to be a very productive player in the NHL down the road. Who's some of the players that you like to model your game after, or like to take little things from their games to try to implement in your game?
That's a good question. Like I wanted to be my player myself, but I really like to watch Victor Arvidsson in the Kings right now.
Yeah,
he's a really fast player, and he's pretty like good in the forecheck, and I think he has a good shot too. And then I really like to watch like yeah, McDavid, Ovechkin, and those guys as well. But I think lately I've been watching Victor for sure a lot.
Yeah, well, quite timely and awfully nice that he's just down the locker room,
yeah, exactly.
able to pick his brain, and obviously you guys have the Swedish connection.
Yeah.
Last question I have in terms of hockey questions, where do you want to improve or really work on your game, whether it's the end of this year, remaining in the games that you have coming up, or even in the next year and off season as well?
I think that we talked about with CJ. I think the wall plays is so huge here in North America, and I really can be better at that. But I think I have taken step 2 from last year. But yeah, so the wall plays, and I maybe be more consistent, like for 60 minutes. I think that's the 2 things I need to get better at.
Absolutely. Well, that'll wrap it up for the hockey questions. We'll move to some quick hits. Just some rapid fire questions here, totally off the cuff and has nothing to do with hockey itself. But first one here, do you believe in aliens or ghosts, or neither or both?
No, I don't believe that.
Fair enough. It's obviously a weird question, but yeah. I mean, you can always get funky answers out of it. Favorite TV show, Netflix show, anything that you like to watch right now?
I think it's called here in North America Money Heist.
Oh, yeah, Money Heist. Yeah. It's that's the new season just came out, right?
Yeah, I think season 5 or something. It's out now. So, yeah, it's an awesome show.
Yeah, I watched it on and off, and now I'm back into it. So I'm a few episodes into the new season. It's enticing. Who's your favorite character on that?
I think El Profesor is the best.
The professor. Yeah,
the professor.
That's awesome. All right, next one. Favorite genre of music, and maybe your favorite musician.
Oh, that's a good question too. I think I like right now some Swedish rap, but that's pretty good. And then some like house music here and pop music. I think that's too.
I know they broke up, but
have any special like favorite artists or something.
Speaking of house music, I know they broke up, but big fan of Swedish House Mafia.
Yeah, for sure.
Me as well. And then we'll go back to when you were in school. What was your favorite subject in school? And let's start with that. Favorite subject in school when you're growing up?
Oh, my favorite subject in school was probably like PE.
fair. I can
Yeah.
understand that.
That's good. And then like geography. was
Oh
pretty
yeah,
fun.
yeah. Geography is great. And
I
then
think that's
last one here. If you weren't playing hockey, what would you be doing? What would like a profession of yours be as an adult?
Yeah, that's such a hard question because I haven't just thought about hockey, but
Yeah.
I have no clue actually. I have got that question for a lot of times, but I didn't have any good answers. So
Well, I mean, Sammy,
I don't know.
hey,
I don't know.
the right answer, or at least the good thing is that you've got a career in hockey and you don't have to
Yeah.
worry about that right now.
Exactly. Hope so.
Awesome. Well, Sam, I appreciate you joining Tradin Jabs, and
Yeah,
best
that
of
was
luck
awesome.
with the rain the rest of the season.
Thank you.